Every wild animal is born understanding one thing about us. We are the danger. We hunt them, we trap them, we pave over the places they were born. No animal on Earth has more reason to run from a human, and yet every year a few of them break the rule. They don't run, they turn, and they come toward us, bleeding, tangled, moving in a way that looks to our eyes exactly like asking. So here's the question. Do wild animals actually ask us for help, or do we just need to believe they do? December 2005. Open water off the Farallon Islands, about 30 kilometers past San Francisco. A crab fisherman finds a female humpback whale, 15 meters long, wrapped in a web of crab lines. Around 20 ropes coil across her body. A dozen traps, 40 kilograms each, drag her down. She's fighting just to keep her blowhole above the surface. She is slowly, quietly drowning. A team of divers reaches her, and there's only one way to save her. Someone has to swim up against a 50-ton animal and cut her loose by hand, knowing a single flick of her tail could kill him instantly. The first diver in was a man named James Mosquito, and the moment they started cutting, the whale went still. For about an hour, 4 people worked across her body with knives, and she held almost motionless, letting them. Mosquito said that while he cut the rope from her mouth, her eye stayed locked on him the whole time, watching, not fighting. When the last line came free, she didn't bolt. She swam a slow circle. Then she came back and moved from one diver to the next, nudging each of them gently before she left. Did that whale know what those men were doing? And it isn't only whales. Off Hawaii, manta rays with hooks buried in their gills have slowed down near divers and held still in a way they never do otherwise, almost turning the wound toward human hands. Dolphins tangled in line have swum up to boats and waited at the surface until someone noticed. And in Kenya and Zimbabwe, elephants with snare wounds have walked up to rangers' vehicles and stopped a few steps away. Some had been treated as calves years earlier. They came back as adults to the same kind of truck. So are these animals somehow deciding that we, of all things, can fix them? That would mean something remarkable. A wild animal in its worst moment, choosing the most dangerous species on Earth as its safest bet. For a long time, scientists wouldn't take that seriously, and they had good reasons. Because there's a much less magical explanation. It's called associative learning, and the animal doesn't need to understand our intentions at all. It just needs a pattern. A whale suffocating for hours reaches a point where the fear of staying still is outweighed by the certainty of drowning. Holding motionless near a large moving object isn't trust. It's the least bad option left. The seal that leaps into a boat while orcas circle below isn't reasoning about human kindness. It's running older math. Anything is better than the orca. We aren't the rescuer. We're just terrain the predator can't follow it onto. And we make it worse because humans are almost too good at one thing. We read intention into everything. A manta slowing near a diver might just be reacting to bubbles. A whale circling back might be doing exactly what whales do after any disturbance. The experts who were actually there in 2005 said as much. Lovely to imagine she was thanking them, they said. But nobody really knows what was in her mind. There's a harder number underneath all of this, too. For every animal that comes to a human for help, thousands die in silence. The same snare, the same tangle of line, and no person anywhere near them. These stories aren't the rule of nature, they're the exceptions. But look closely at which animals become the exceptions. Humpbacks, dolphins, elephants, the ones that recognize individuals across years, that hold bonds beyond their own families, that seem to carry something like an inner world. The same species that grieve their dead and stay beside their injured. Maybe that's the real pattern. Not that these animals understand we can help them, but that the same machinery that lets an elephant mourn a lost calf occasionally reaches outward, past every instinct it has, toward the one species it has every reason to fear. We will probably never know what that whale was thinking under all that rope. It may have been nothing like gratitude. It may have been exhaustion and luck. But trust is not the default setting for anything wild. It's earned across millions of years of near misses and shattered by a single bad outcome. So when it appears at all, even for an hour, even by accident, it shows up in the minds with room to spare. The ones that can afford, just once, to override the rule that kept their whole bloodline alive. Trusting something that could destroy you might be one of the rarest decisions in nature. And every time it happens between a creature that could kill us with one movement, and a mind that, for a few minutes, chose not to be afraid of the most dangerous animal alive. Maybe the question was never whether they understand us. Maybe it's whether we'd ever be brave enough to do the same.